All right, everyone, as promised, let's get to the Q&A portion of the Q&A show. I haven't heard these, but let's go.
Hey, Andy, what's going on? Dave here in Minneapolis. My question is, where do you think tennis gets the preconceived notion from that it is a softer sport or a country club type sport? You know, I grew up playing a lot of different sports, basketball being my favorite, but became a recreational tennis player older in life. And I found out that it is extremely physical, extremely taxing. Where do you think that comes from? Where does that kind of that preconceived notion come from? Thanks.
Yeah, I think we're like a caricature of like the 80s in wardrobe. Right. Yeah. And also when people's social tennis experience, you know, for a certain block of 30 years, especially in the States, comes with an initiation fee, you start playing into those tropes, right? Like you start playing into those things. I think we have to separate, you know, people and I don't know how to say people playing like club doubles and doing it socially and staying for a meal afterwards versus like pro tennis, traveling around the world, living out of a suitcase, can't pay your bills, the top players in the world coming from war-torn, you know, grow up in a war-torn that becomes Serbia. You know, you get Venus and Serena from Compton. I've talked about Andre and his dad working the door at Caesars for tips. I think at the highest level, that doesn't really exist. Even if you see someone that comes from money, Jess Pegula and Emma Navarro, it doesn't mean they didn't put in 9 hours a day. And like, obviously they had, you know, some advantages of training and everything, but listen, what was isn't always what is now, right? And I think the fact that, you know, especially in America, it's like, you guys are, you know, wusses because you don't get hit. I'm like, yeah, okay, but you also don't play 5 hours in 115 degree weather.
Yeah. When it's one of those sports
isolated.
It's one of those sports I think you don't realize how hard it is, like he just said, until you start doing it, no matter what. Until you're out there in the heat trying to do it. It's
also one of the
pros make it look so easy.
Well, and it's also one of those things where the better you get at it, the more physically demanding it becomes.
Interesting.
When I go do customer tennis clinics or, you know, whatever else, I could do those for 18 hours because it's like one ball in, one ball screwy Magoo, one ball in, miss one. And that's not physical. Now you go and play points with someone who's 40 in the world who doesn't miss, and your legs are engaging every single point. It becomes a lot different. It's like playing half court basketball against your accountant and then all of a sudden running 5-on-5 with, you know, guys that were D2 players.
Yeah.
Right. It's a completely different thing. I do think the narrative is quickly changing, right? Like we had our best athletes. I had my rant. And the pushback wasn't like, this is ridiculous. It's this sport is hard also, you know. There wasn't a lot of sarcasm, but I remember when I was playing in the mid-2000s, it was like I could never wrap my head around, you know, it's like, you're a loser. You lost in the finals of Wimbledon. I love college football. My team is fourth in a conference that's regional with non-professionals, and I'm going to grandstand on my fandom against your loss in a Wimbledon final where you're the second best player on earth. I'm like, what are we doing?
Yeah. Can I have a quick follow-up? Do you think some of it is cultural context too? Like when you think about other sports, there's these movies and docs that celebrate the grit and how hard it is, and there's NFL films and there's iconic movies about baseball. And then when you look at tennis, I like Googled like top tennis movies, right? And it's like King Richard, you know, it's Match Point, a Woody Allen movie. It's Wimbledon, which is a love story. Like there's not a lot of like stuff and then there's great rivalry docs, but there's nothing really that shows the grind. And even what Netflix tried to do it felt puffy, right?
Well,
like,
they
didn't show the grind. Like we talked to Berrettini, and he's like, dude, they didn't show half the stuff that was real. They just showed me and my girlfriend.
Well, King Richard did a good job.
Yeah.
Of countering this narrative.
Yeah, and that's the number one movie, right?
Yeah,
people want it.
But it was a real story.
Yeah.
But I do think there's something to nostalgia. Any old footage is like people wearing pants to play it.
Oh, interesting.
You know, it's like, okay, even through the 70s, it's like we're wearing all whites, and it looks very different than Alcaraz coming out, than Novak breaking stuff, than 6 hours of Rafa. Like those are very different things. So I think it exists because it has been an easier stereotype in this country specifically. I think you pay an initiation fee, it all instantly feels elevated. I think there weren't a lot of places it used to be like, oh, it's expensive to play. And I'm going, I'm sorry, have you tried to play junior sports outside of tennis now? Like, what's that cost?
It's absurd.
But it used to be one of the ones that was more expensive than other sports. I don't think that's the case anymore. I don't think that's the case. Is it a constant fight, public access versus private access in tennis? Yes. I think that largely leans into the lazy stereotypes of what the game is now. So don't hit me with like, well, 1979, great. I give you that. No problem. Completely understand it. And our biggest champions of the last 30 years have completely flipped that on its head to the benefit of tennis.
I'm pretty sure Sean and I would get smoked by anybody playing in 1979. So
I don't know what that has to do with it.
I'm just saying they were still better than everyone else. They were so good.
I got to be honest. We did that serve thing.
Yeah.
The Service Now fan zone thing.
Oh God.
That was tough to watch you guys.
It hurt my shoulder and my pride.
It hurt my soul. Next question.
Sean was ripping it. Next question.
I don't know if 72 miles an hour is ripping it, but.
God.